Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Mario with Life with Regrets and my brother.
Alex,
Yeah, so go ahead. Tell them what we're going to talk about today.
you were talking about how there's people that care about more about animals, like finding them people, and how people don't care about whether people are missing or like they don't put their mind into it, and that people put like an animal above humanity, even though it should be equal.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, think about it. Alright, so if an animal, something happens to an animal, I get it. Those are God's creatures. They get upset and they're mad. They get angry. They're willing to go burn down cities, go do riots, protests, these animal rights. And basically, yeah, I get it. Yeah, you care about the animal, but then why come they don't do the same for children? Why is it that there's a lot of human trafficking happening? There's a lot of kids going through abuse, getting separated from families, and yet people don't even care about that. They're like, so, whatever, it won't affect me. Why should I care? But yeah, they'll go crazy for an animal. And it's like, that's a human being, that's a child, that's a human being that was created by God. And if people say, well, I get it, but who cares because they're immigrants? But if God was there in front of them, do you think they'll still say the same thing? Who cares?
No.
I doubt that. And if it's like, okay, if it was your child, wouldn't you care? Wouldn't you go crazy? Wouldn't you be upset if something happens to your child or someone took their child away and they're hurting, they're upset? But do they want people to say, well, who cares? It doesn't affect me. Who cares because they're not the same color as me? Who cares because they have a different background? I don't think so. No, they're going to want people to actually help them find those children, help protect them, take care of them, you know? And it's like, it's not the child's fault, to be honest. It's like, it's not. Because the child is still young. He doesn't know what's going on, or he or she, I mean, they don't know what's going on, they don't know what's happening. But yet, imagine, they're getting taken away, getting separated from families. And this isn't just with immigration, but I mean, it's happening right here with America too. There's children growing up right now, getting taken away from families, getting separated, and yet no one's doing nothing about it. No one's trying to help find those children. And if I mean, yeah, they might find the people that are trying to harm those children, but yeah, they never find the children. It's like, what could we be doing? Or like, how can we help those children, you know? There's already an app that will help people find their cats, their dogs within 30 minutes, but yet they can't find a child. It takes years. Sometimes they never find a child. Like, doesn't it click? Like, there's something wrong with that. Like, how is it that you're gonna find an animal that quick in 30 minutes, but it takes years, or sometimes you never find them? Sometimes they're in custody of the government. The government is with them, but yet they lost their child. They disappeared. They're missing. They don't know what happened. Now, it's either A, they lied and they don't have those children. B, they do have it, but they really don't care about those children. Because think about it. How is it that you're going to lose a child if they're in your care? You know?
Yeah, I get
Think
what you're
about
saying.
it. If they're with the government and yet they end up missing, they disappeared. They're no longer there. Or if they're still trying to find that child, but yet they're not even attempting to try. They're not even looking. They say they are. They'll look into it. They never do. And that's why I feel like us as a people together, we gotta work together. This is something we gotta do. We can't just stay quiet. We can't stay silent. We got a voice. We gotta be strong, bold, courageous, and go out there and go do something about it. Not just sit around and do nothing. I mean, we can always go to the streets and then talk about this. Try to bring change in communities. I think that's something that we got to be doing now, especially with everything going on now. I mean, we got all this stuff that we see in the news. And right now, Florida is what, number 3 when it comes to in the whole United States. Think about that. Might be number 2 next. And it might just keep getting worse. It'll only get better if we start doing something, though.
Do you think it might be number 1? Do you think it might get to that point one day?
It can happen. I mean, But I mean, that's not the point though. Whether we're number 3, number 1, or none of that, that doesn't matter. What matters right now is that we come together and try to bring that change, try to help the children, try to protect them. And it's like, don't just say it, actually go do something about it. And yeah, I know there might be someone watching this video saying, well, what's he doing? Well, I mean, what am I doing right now? I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I go out to the community, I talk to people that are lost, that's hurting, upset, because sometimes people, there's even children that try to walk away from their house because they're hurt, they're upset, they're hurting. They're going through a lot of trials, tribulations. People say, what trials and tribulations? But here's the thing, if they don't have the resources, food, water, shelter, or a place where they can have protection, where they have a roof over their head, and they're going to try to find it. And sometimes they look in the darkest place, and sometimes those dark places can try to take them and kind of consume their mindset.
In a way, taking their humanity away.
Yes. I mean, how is it that there's already children that's already having a mindset like an adult already? Because guess what? They're growing up in this reality. They're seeing what's happening in these some of these rough neighborhoods, and not just rough neighborhoods. It's even children in good communities, but yet when they don't have a loving family and they're looking for something, sometimes they go and look in the wrong places, or sometimes yes, they are in good communities, but yet they don't have someone really with them, and then next thing they know, someone tries to take them, convince them to go with them, thinking that it's better, which it's not. It's this false illusion. And sometimes they're going through something, they're trying to skip the reality, and that's how they end up getting caught up in it. It happens.
From what you're saying and stuff, do you believe that it might happen? So not only in Nashville, do you think it's going to affect everywhere else in this world?
Definitely. I mean, it happens everywhere. I mean, why do you think there's prostitution, there's brothels, there's kids selling drugs, there's kids getting into gangs, there's kids that are already seeing so much at a young age, and that's why they do what they do. Because, like I said, they're trying to survive. They're trying to make it out, and sometimes it just leads to dark places. And to be honest, yes, it happens in third world countries, but then again, it also happens in amazing countries too, in countries that are, you know, not even the third world, like the United States or Canada or even other countries you can kind of think of. It happens, but yet no one's talking about it. No one says anything about it, and it's like, all right, let's not talk about it, or let's not mention it. And if we don't, then who will? You know? And if we start to talk about it, we start doing something, we start actually working together rather than, yeah, we can really help these children now.
Another thing I wanted to ask, if everything has been going on and everything that you were saying, do you think the world itself would destroy itself, knowing they're letting things go by and being okay, being comfortable where they're at, not making a change? Do you think it's gonna affect everyone else? And you know, do you believe that population would decrease as well?
I mean, my opinion, I think we're just trying to balance. I remember one time hearing this from someone. They were saying when there's a lot of bad, there's a lot of good, and it's like I didn't get it at the time, but then it's like they start explaining more. The reason why they allow things to happen, what we see in the world is like it creates jobs. Criminals create jobs. And they might, and then I was like, I didn't get it at the time, but it's like, think about it. If you have human trafficking, drug trafficking, you have dealers, you have gang members, prostitution, you have people that, even that too.
Murders, rapists, and you know, fraud.
Yep, they create jobs for judges, lawyers, guards, even police officers, detectives. I mean, to be honest, you don't think they can stop it? Oh, definitely. I can bet you they can definitely stop it. But that's why if we were to stop it completely and started to mitigate it to the point where there wasn't a lot, then they wouldn't need all those people in those positions.
So you were saying they'll be out of their jobs and stuff?
Definitely, yes, because it creates jobs. And they need jobs. That's why we try to keep it balanced. And also, it's like some of those people are also corrupted too. I mean, think about it. Yeah, they're making money, but then again, sometimes they want to make more money, and when they want to create more money and they want to have additional income, sometimes they start to also go into those routes too. It's like we see it too. I mean, or you can read about it where you hear an article about an officer that was also involved in how would I call it? Those undercover operations where they get caught being involved with sexual acts, or they end up getting caught selling drugs or bringing you into the prison system. How is it that the prisoners in prison have the opportunity to have all those drugs in there? I mean, yes, it comes somewhere, and sometimes it comes from the cops. I mean, you hear about it, but yet no one's gonna do anything about it.
Yeah.
Or it's like people look another way, they won't say nothing. But guess what? It's like, all right, they're having their fun, and guess what? I'm making my money. Who cares? And I do feel like yes, there could be a change. I do. And now some people might not like to hear what I say because it gets too, I guess, too religious for them. Even though I'm not trying to get too religious, but it's like I do believe if you were to repent, go to God, you see a change. I mean, if you were to read Scripture, it talks about that type of stuff and how we can overcome it. But I think it's also a choice. People all have a choice. We all have free will. It all depends on what you want to do and how you do and how you go about it. But yeah. That's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I think this is about it.
All right.
So.